Welcome everyone, thank you guys for joining tonight's ORLSA SSR race. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we actually had a lot of fun, good racing. We're hoping for the same again tonight. Let's see, we've got qualifying getting underway now. A glitch from either side. Let's pull away. But Ezekiel getting to the back so he doesn't get impeded by. We've got Easter already going out wide. Let's see we've got in here tonight. So we've got Battered Zero and enjoying his racing. And then we've got Super Van Roy. MD4. Great Mazda and a Gooster. Last time got won both races. Back tonight. Skommeltolly is out for revenge. Skommeltolly, well, we'll get to Skommeltolly now. We've got Remington with his blue and white Mazda. Then we've got Easter, red and black. To Skommeltolly. So I was busy saying about Skommeltolly. Last race out was an intense battle with Gooster, and Gooster overtook him the last couple of laps, and Skommeltolly couldn't get back up in front again. But it looks like this track with these cars, Skommeltolly looks like he might get one over the Gooster between Ezekiel. For Ezekiel in red and white Mazda. So far Gooster is still at the front with a 58.5 lap. Skommeltolly now, do this. Player focus. So Skommeltolly with a 58.7, and then we've got Easter with 59. It looks like all the guys was within 58 per lap. It's going to be quite interesting. See the race time that they do. Okay, so Remington also the 57. Then the MD4, I think MD4 fastest in lap is a 104. And then we've got Battered Zero for 105. And Roy is 105. Ezekiel with a dirty lap of a 1. There's still a couple of guys struggling to get terms. This track is very tricky. When I tested earlier, the fastest I could go was just below 59 seconds. But I did only like 3 laps. Hey. So as the 4 laps, I thought it was 6 laps qualifying. as the 4 laps completes, it looks like Brewster will be the fastest for qualifying this first race. Someone DC might have have a look. Everyone is still there. As you guys can see, it's a very short track. I'm hoping for some fun during these first couple of laps. Close racing. Waiting for Goof to get up the lobby. So there is so for the first race is around Road Atlanta. The track name is Club Circuit. And then we're going to do 20 laps. And then the pit windows are between 10 and the guys can only has to do one stop between those 2 laps. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so as you guys can see, the fall there with Skomoltoli in second, Remington in third. So this is the qualifying for this first race. It's going to be interesting racing between those top 5 guys. Up 20 laps now, we're waiting for the race to if these guys are first take smoke. As you guys can see, all these stock, none of them can be tuned. Okay, so Goose is getting the race underway. I'm gonna jump on board with 4th place. It should give me the majority. The grid from the starting line. Okay, off we go. Let's see, first corner, what's going to happen. Jump on board here and see as he goes through turn 1. So far, nice and clean. Oh, the contact between Asa and Remington. and we've got MD4 actually off track. But other than that, everyone is safely through. Hey. Quite nice spread already. It looks like Remington is going to try and go on the inside of Skommeltolly. And let's see on the inside. No, pulls out. Oh, this is very close racing. These cars sounding like some mosquitoes, and we actually saw Remington make a mistake in the chicane, and then opening the gap open for Aister to overtake him, and Aister also making a mistake there. While this is happening, the two at the front is then running away with it. They already created a nice gap. Can Skommeltolly catch up? To Goofstar. Goofstar out wide, but is he using all the track to get as much speed as possible? So far it is working in his favour. Skommeltolly looks like his driver car is wearing a camo outfit. You can see that there. Okay, let's go from the back and see what's happening between these guys. Oh, and I actually have Super Van Roy far behind. I wonder if he didn't have an accident and that he's got damage. Goof's already with a 58.5. Yes, and Super Van Roy heading straight into. I believe there was some sort of incident first or in that second lap, and Ezekiel also a bit further behind at 7th place. Bit of a gap between himself and 6th place. And as we jump on board with 6th place, MD4 going for the inside of Battered Zero. Oh, Battered Zero and MD4 both off track. Oh my word, that is so unfortunate. It seemed that they were going to have a good battle. And what happened with Battered Zero now? Oh my word, Battered Zero. Does he have damage? The car sounds okay. I love the zoom on the side of the car. Now we've got, okay, this is MD4 about to lap Super Van Roy. But Ace is still behind Remington. Battle for 3rd place. And it looks like Goofster's the same. How you doing, man? We've got some support here for Aister. Good. Goofster's, he has a small gap over Skommeltolly. Oh, and Goofster losing it. Oh my word, Goofster losing it in the chicane. Handing the position over to Skommeltolly. Now he's got all that work to do, and we've got Remington coming up the inside. No, is he going to try and go for the overtake? Goofster's tyres will be shredded for now. He'll get we'll use a lap or so to just get the tyres heated up again. Remington going for the inside. Is he going to make it? No, he's not. Goofster very strong on the brakes there. Now Goofster did well to keep it off the wall there. He will not be happy about that. this time keeping it on the black stuff, not putting the car around. Oh, but he's still going out wide, almost touched the grass. If he touched the grass there, it would have been tickets for him. He would have hit the barrier and it would have been a lot of damage. But Remington for now sticking on the back of Gusta. Gusta might be a bit rattled by that mistake. And this is giving this race over to Skumultoli. Skumultoli only needs to focus on his lines now, not to make any mistakes. Focus on where he's going and get the race over with. Let's see if Remington can get past Gusta. Other battles happening on track. 24, 8 seconds to 4th place. Batter doing good, getting out of the way of the guys lapping him. Gusta in 2nd place. Skumultoli the leader with a best lap time 58.4. Gusta is getting into his rhythm again. Let's see if he can pull his way back up to Skumultoli. Going to try and push very hard now. Remington just needs to stay close to Gusta and you'll see Gusta will pull him along. But for now it looks like we're leaving. Very good angle coming down the hill here. Actually see how much elevation changes. Going down and then suddenly going up again. Very beautiful track. See what other guys doing. Okay, so batted 0 into the pit. Did he make a mistake? Because the pit laps is only lap 10 and 11. Super Van Roy coming through the final corner now in 7th place. Ezekiel currently 6th place. Getting lots of curb there. Careful about the curbs. I think that's one of the things that caught out Gusta, made him spin around. 5th place. But MD4 currently 5th. Oh. Is that? Or was that a back mark? That was a back. Aister has got quite a good gap between himself. 8 seconds I believe. And everyone is forming a sort of a gap between them now. Remington with a 3-second gap back to Aister. 2-second gap to Gusta in front of him. Definitely looks like Gusta is actually starting to catch Skumultoli. I was going to see no one into the pits as yet. Okay, and Gusta into the pit. Yes, Gusta and Remington both into the pits. This will give 2nd place to Aister, and Skumultoli is still out front trying to build up on his gap. Needs to come in the end of this lap, so let's see what happens. Oh, Skumultoli almost losing it. Touching the curve and coming off the curve into the turn. Almost lost the back end. coming downhill to the chicane, very tricky chicane, braking downhill and then coming uphill for the chicane, over the hill and then downwards again into the last corner, but he drops down into the pits. Okay, so now let's see if okay, so Aister is also going to drop into the pits now. Yes sir. Let's see what Goofster can do. Goofster was about 3 seconds behind Goofster. 24 also needs to pit still. Okay, so we're on board with Goofster now. I don't believe he has got enough time to actually come out in front of Skomoltoli. And Skomoltoli is actually a very good defensive driver. So Goofster is going to have to work extremely hard to get past Skomoltoli. But let's first see how far behind he is with 8 laps to go. Okay, so everyone is coming out the pits. Goofster in second place now, and he's got a 3.5 second gap back to Skomoltoli at the front. Well, basically what happened was Goofster handed Skomoltoli the lead of the race, and Skomoltoli just needs to use all that. So I see Goofster with the fastest lap with a 57 second lap. That is extremely fast. See the gap, if the gap is closing. Yeah, it's 2.5 seconds now, so Goofster is definitely closing down. We've got Saint saying, "Trap him, Aister." Let's see what Aister is currently doing. Aister is running around in 4th place, and he has got a 5 second gap in front of him to Remington, and then 8 seconds back to MD4. He's running quite alone, he's only here in the middle of the pack. Red, black livery on this Formula Mazda. Okay, let's see what's happening between Skomoltoli. You can actually visibly see that Goofster has closed the gap down to Skomoltoli. As Goofster comes through the chicane, you can actually definitely see that he's on the back of Skomoltoli now. He's got 6 laps. Let's see if Skomoltoli can keep that lead going. Let's take it out. Oh, batted 0 off the track again. That is so unfortunate. Okay, so these guys are 7th, 8th, but a whole lap apart from this yellow this color that Super Van Boy looks very good. Ezekiel still currently 6th. Okay, so I'm gonna jump on board with Goofy. He's right on the back of Skommelton now, and as you guys can see, a lot of the around the long right to the chicane now. But Remington is up to. Remington can't even see the leaders in front of him. Got a good gap behind him as well. 5-second gap. So jump on board here with Goofster again. Try and get the layout of this battle going. Oh, yo, that could have been very dangerous. Not sure who that was. Oh, did we do someone? Oh, damn it. And we have just lost battered 0. Oh my word, that is so unfortunate. And not sure what happened to Goofster now, because he has just dropped down to 3 seconds behind Skommeltolly. Skommeltolly catching up to some back markers here. Got Superman Roy in front of Skommeltolly here. I believe these guys are not ghosted, so it's hard work for Skommeltolly to get past Superman Roy. He almost ran into the back of Superman Roy. Oh, this is so unfortunate. This is not what Skommeltolly would have wanted. That's going to put him under a lot of pressure. Oh my word. Skommeltolly struggling a lot more than what he is supposed to struggle. And what is happening with Goofster? Goofster dropping down the order. He's already in 3rd place now. I wonder, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the damage and then I'm going to scroll through to his car. Okay, so Skommeltolly looks like he's fast. Doesn't look like Remington's got any damage. It's, oh my word, I don't know what happened with Goofster, but he has got a lot of damage. Got one more lap to try and get this out with, but this is not what he would have wanted. Steering 100% damage, engine 6% damage, drive line 100%. That is unfortunate. He will not be happy about that. Let's see if Eyster can catch up to the back of Goofster on this final lap. And he's already with him, as Skommeltolly is going to finish the race. Jump on board with him, coming up from the chicane. And that is Skommeltolly in first place. Well done, Skommeltolly. Remington in second, and it looks like Aister managed to get third. And Goofster crossing the line in fourth place. Goofster will not be happy about that. I'm not sure what happened with him, but he will definitely not be happy. Before also over the line. Yes, so it's just Ezekiel that's going to cross the line right now. Sixth place. Oh, did he try and do? Handbrake turn over the start finish line. We've got Super Van Roy still with a lap to go. Coming through the first chicane very fast. Car number 14. But Super Van Roy heading up to the final straight. Heading up the final corner. Crossing, yes, was he just short of the finishing time? No, he didn't manage to. But as you guys can see, he pitted twice. And the results is Skommeltolly in first, Remington in second, Easter in third, Goofster in fourth place, 24 in fifth, Ezekiel sixth, Super Van Roy in seventh, and Battered Zero in eighth that did not manage to complete the race. Yeah, we're just waiting for the host to change the settings. I'm just waiting for the lobby to be set up. While we do that, let's quickly take a short break. Back in Okay, let's see if this second race can bring good racing. First one. Race. What's happening there? Race over and done with. But if colors oh, I see actually based up me. The camouflage. Just finding out the okay. Big teams. Fought with on this race. The race gets in the way. Goof's already making up, trying to make up spots there and losing out on the end. They still actually dropped down one more spot. MD4 off track, causing a couple of guys to go around him. Tolly already up to 4th in one corner basically. Remington currently in 7th. Oh, and that's Goofster again. Oh, this is not Goofster's day. Goofster is having a terrible. That's not 2 races in a row that he's spinning back. Okay, let's see who's the early leader here. And so far it is Super Van Roy holding a very good line in front of Eyster. Yeah, better zero. Man, dude, he could have joined again for the second race. Don't need to be stressed about anything, buddy. Everyone is just here for the fun, man. I know there's some prizes and stuff involved for the series and so on. Yeah, the guys do understand. Racing is fun, especially online, and we've got Super Van Roy going way off track and going down from first place all the way to 6th. We've got Booster in 7th place on the back of Super Van Roy now. And we've got Skommeltolly actually in the lead now. And he's got quite a comfortable lead over MD4. Change data to distance gaps. It's already almost, well, basically a 2-second gap between himself and MD4 already. And then we've got Remington finding himself in 3rd place again. And that's going to be second as MD4 goes off track. He joins right behind Remington. Eyster currently still in 4th place. And Goose already up into 5th place now. The Goose is going to be a man on the move now. He's going to be driving the wheels of this Formula Ford. So just to give you guys information, this race is 18 laps long. And pit times is between lap 8. We're already on lap 3 and Goose is still finding himself in 5th place. We've got Ezekiel in 6th. Van Roy 7th. Van Roy is actually not that far away from his Van Roy with red, green, blue and yellow Formula Ford. Oh, and he puts wheel on the grass, almost losing it. But still in 6th place with the red car. And then we've got Eyster running around in 5th place. Not too far behind Gooster, that is currently 4th place. Gooster trying to gain back the time on the charge now to oh, and he goes off track on the grass. That will cost him a couple of seconds. And in his sights, as you guys can see, he's got Remington and MD4. I'm not sure what happened with Remington and MD4 again. Last time we saw MD4 going off quite track. And Remington taking 2nd place, and now it's back the other way around. Booster trying to catch them. Remington trying to go for the overtake on MD4. This is going to become a 3-way battle, and this is not what Booster would have wanted. We've wanted open clear track in front of him, but now he's going to get himself tangled up in the middle of the battle. That's going to bring down his times. As you guys can see, he's pushing very hard. He's putting wheels on. And if he does it too many times, he's going to lose the car again. He needs to just cool down a bit, focus again, and as I say that, he goes for the overtake on Remington. That was a very good overtake on the outside. And he's already on the inside of MD4. MD4 going a bit wide, not closing the door, but side by side now. Still with the inside line. Let's see what happens. Turn 1. And MD4 slotting in behind Goofster, heading up to the hairpin. Goofster holding a very tight line. Bit sideways out of the corner. Oh, MD4 wide again off track. This is allowing Goofster to put a bit of a gap. But this battle between Remington and MD4 is still ongoing. Remington struggling to find a way past. Oh, almost losing it. In a bit of a gap. And let's see. Goofster is closing the gap to a small trolley. Gap. Quite a distance. Can't even see him heading up from turn 1 to turn 2. The gap is currently 6 seconds, and the gap back to MD4 is another 5 seconds, so 4 seconds. And Remington is now 1.3 seconds down from MD4. So this is a very good battle as the guys, some parts of the track, the one guy is faster, other parts the other guy is faster. Oh, Goofster making a huge mistake again. Goofster not a... He is not enjoying his night of racing. Finding himself back down to 4th place now. He's not having a very good night. This is becoming a three-way battle again for second. And I believe Skomoltoli has got a 12-second, well, 13-second gap now. Pit lap, pit window coming up shortly within the next 2 laps. It was actually lap 8 and lap 9. He's still finding himself back up in 3rd place now. Still got Superman Roy going around the track in 7th place. And he is only 3 seconds behind his kill. We'll definitely be pleased about that after his dismal performance in the previous race. Okay, Aister is still driving around in fifth place. You can actually see the three guys in front of him, but he's unable to close the gap. This battle is just heating up. Remington finding himself safe, and Goofster unable to get past MD4. And this getting Remington to close the gap now. As Goofster with the fastest lap of 1 minute 29.1. We've still got 10 laps to go. Goofster might go to but Remington going into this. That might be a good move for Remington, because if these two guys are going to still battle it out, they're going to slow each other down, and Remington might just pick up the pieces from there. Kumultoli is Kumultoli actually going, yes, Kumultoli did go into the pits, and as you guys can see, we've got Goofster and MD4 actually still battling it out, and this is definitely going to slow them down. I'm going to jump on board as soon. Oh, and Goofster off track again. That's going to help Remington a lot. Goofster is frustrated with where he is tonight, what's happening with the racing. Will not be happy. Still enjoying the racing, but not happy about his small mistakes that he keeps on making. This will definitely work into the hands of Remington. If Remington keep a clean lap on his out lap, definitely helping. But these two guys are going to head into the pits now. Let's see what happens. Oh, and MB4 a bit wide, drifting, coming back in just in time for the pits. Oh my word. Okay, let's jump on board with Remington. Let's see what Remington can do here. Because Remington won't be aware of the mistakes that Goofster has made or that M4 has made. As long as he kept his lines clean, he would be in front now. But let's see as he comes to the pit exit. And Goofster coming out the pit right behind Remington. And MD4 still in the lead of these three guys. The Goofster has definitely lost out a lot of. And the guy that's smiling the whole day will be Hamilton. He's definitely learned from his mistakes from the previous rounds, and he is focused on his racing lines. Almost a bit wide there. The problem with these cars, touch the grass, the chances of you spinning is extremely high. Jump on foot with Goofster and Remington. Okay, so Goofster actually got past Remington. Oh, Goofster touching the grass on the outside again, making so many unnecessary mistakes. You will not be too happy about it. Remington just sticking with these two. A bit further down, but he is still able to see them. Is definitely riding on the edge, trying everything hard to break these guys. You can set chase to Skomotoli, but I think with 20 seconds gap, I believe Skomotoli has got it in the bag. It looks like there's just formed a bit of a gap. It's a 1.2 seconds now, so as soon as he 2 seconds, will not feel the pressure from them behind him again or anymore, and he'll probably stop making silly mistakes like putting a wheel on the grass or so. Stay on board with Skomotoli for a lap. Oh, Skomotoli, you don't want to do that. That is unnecessary time that you're throwing away. Coming up to the apron now. He makes firstly, but a bit of a drift there. I think last night his Aston Martin he drove in the wet actually prepared him well for this race. Has made that gap bigger. Definitely broken the guys behind him. And Brewster now with a 1 minute 29.1, his fastest lap. Brewster with a 4-second gap back. He's still 20 seconds adrift from Skomotoli in first place. And we've still got Super Van Roy driving around in 7th place, only 5 seconds off 6th place. So any mistake from Ezekiel will put him under pressure again. And as I say that, Ezekiel makes a small mistake, at least not losing a lot of time. Okay, and we've got Aister still driving around in 5th place. Got Remington and MD4 in 4th and 3rd. The issue here is I see that MD4 is now creating a gap between himself and Remington, and that's going to force Remington into making some silly mistakes like that. It's just going to put him further back. and that's going to mean that Easter can catch up to Remington now. The gap between Easter and Remington is now 8.5 seconds, and then between Remington and MD4 is now 4.5 seconds. MD4 can just relax now, race till the end, make sure he doesn't make any simple mistakes. We've got Skull Tolly at the front. He just needs to enjoy his race now. No pressure anymore from behind. The gap is way too big. Let's see if Goofster can keep a couple of clean laps going. Maybe go for another fastest lap. The gap is now down to 19 seconds. But with 3 laps to go, that is not enough time to catch up to Skomultoli anymore. I have to say the livery that Goofster put together for this series is blue and black with pinkish numbers. Actually works out very nicely. Remington still drifting around the corners. Still running a bit wide, have slow down, not keeping your speed, having to gear down on the uphill section. It will definitely cost him a lot of time. We're still running around in 6th. Stay on board with Squirrel Tolly. A lap and a half still to go. About to lap Squirrel as well. Want to stay nice and clean through lapping Ezekiel. One of unnecessary mistakes. We've got the Eagle staying nice out of the way. Totally touching the grass there. coming through these set of corners for them. Be a double winner tonight. That's definitely what he would have wanted. Hoofster will definitely want this night to be over and done with. Well, at least he's still got a second place. Very good drive for him to come back on this race to get second place. Coming through the final corner, Umultuli takes his second win of the evening. Definitely be happy with that. Now we get the long wait for the groups to come around. Drifting through the final corner, 10 out of 10 for that one. Coming over the line with a nice handbrake reversed over the line. He will be okay with the second place. We've got MD4 coming over the line in third place. Not too far from him, it is Remington, fourth place. Then in fifth place with Easter over the line. Waiting Ezekiel and Super Van Roy to coming through the second last corner. At the bridge, final corner. Wide and nice and smooth and over the line in sixth place. The handbrake turn. Van Roy over 7th. Oh, well done to the guys. Squabble20 winning a second race tonight. Hoofster in second place. And then we've got MD4 in third, Remington in fourth, Easter in fifth, Ezekiel sixth, and Super Van Roy in seventh. Well, that's it, guys. Well done to Squabble20 for taking the double tonight, and we'll catch you guys again in 2 weeks' time for another ORLSA SSR race. Thank you guys and enjoy the rest of the evening.